Ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, fans, and of course fudders. Wait, let me just explain fudder really quick. A fudder is someone who basically, no matter how good you do, continues to seed fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So when I say fudders, those are the people out there that are going to hate on us no matter how great we are until they can't anymore and they become a fan. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. This is MANIA, and I am your host, ShyTalks. And today we're going to talk about those 36 chambers of tech. Yes, that was a Wu-Tang reference. I've said that before. But we're going to specifically talk about Treat. So I mentioned Treat before as part of our governance system, but I want everyone to fully understand why Treat is important, because the SHIB Army is so hell-bent on the 3 tokens that exist that they're missing a huge opportunity with Treat. Treat is the final token in the SHIB ecosystem, and now what I like to call the SHIB network state. A network state is defined by biology, and thank you, biology, if you ever hear this. It was not my intention to utilize the network state concept. We just happened to be building it before, I guess, as you were writing the book. And then I found out after we had announced that we were a network state and declared sovereignty. So, oops, sorry about that. But ultimately, you can see how biology defines a network state. But the way we initially designed it was not that we were a network state, that we're just a state, legally based on the Montevideo Convention. The Montevideo Convention, which was signed in, I want to say 1930. You guys can Google this. I'm sure the fact checkers will check me on this. It basically was signed in, I believe, Argentina with the United States so that any nation can actually declare sovereignty. And you need 4 different things to do so. Governance, okay, so that you can govern your state. You need a large population that is being governed. And you're also going to need some sort of territory, okay? And then 4th, you're going to need the ability to go into relations with other states. This definition of a state that has these 4 qualities allows you to declare sovereignty, and no one has to agree with your sovereignty. It's sovereignty. Sovereignty means I am sovereign and I don't care what you think. Got it? So when we declare sovereignty as a meme, just as a joke, because obviously we're not a nation, right? We're just, some digital guys running around with a whole bunch of tech to save the world. That's it. So as we have these 4 things, we are able to declare ourselves as a state. The network part of it is where all the digital aspects come into play. Quickly, let me just explain how we achieve these 4 different things. We have governance because of our 4 token governance system, the quad system. We have SHIB to govern community, as I've mentioned, Bone to govern technology, Leash to govern everything that has to do with judicial matters, and then Treat that governs innovation and also governs marketing. This allows for the entire community to govern many different things, but of course this DAO structure is scalable so that a new token could come in and govern something else. For instance, the Shiboshis and Shiboshis can govern gaming and the metaverse. And all these different things can be expanded upon, and the DAO can decide how to expand it. Okay, so scalable nation state on chain in a fun, kind of joking way. Fantastic. Second, you need a large population. And the SHIB Army is one of the largest. We can't really figure out exactly how many people are in the SHIB Army, but if you're listening to this and it aligns to your values and you want a better world like we do, welcome. I salute you. The SHIB Army has at least 6 to 7 million in our army based on just our social media followers, but we know that it's much larger than that. And I'll tell you how we figured that out. When SBF did his bullshit, basically the exchanges were forced to show their wallets, and we were able to see that there are way more holders on chain or in wallets that aren't on chain, right? Because you only see one wallet. Now how many holders are in those wallets than we thought. Plus, SHIB is on 200 exchanges, so even when one exchange, in this particular case, I'm thinking of crypto.com, and I'm sorry I gave them a little bit of plug there, don't utilize that as an endorsement. I'm just saying they're the ones that showed their wallet, and it was full of SHIB. Now, Note, they are one exchange and we are on 200. So our army is much bigger than you think. The third part to being able to declare sovereignty is having a territory. And SHIB has two, technically, if you're able to say that a territory is digital. Now, the beauty of the Montevideo Convention is that it was made in the 1930s, I think. And back then, digital didn't exist. So when the Montevideo Convention was granted, it says you must have a territory, but it does not define territory as a physical location. So you don't need a physical location. You need a location to house your citizens. And in our particular case, that would be SHIB the Metaverse. But we also have our new domain that's on the way, .shib, just like .com. And very soon, I'm excited to kind of alpha on this channel that we will also have our own .com. So shib.com, and shortly thereafter, your domain .shib. Okay, so we have two different territories to house all of you wonderful smiling faces across the world. And finally, the ability to partner with other states is quite interesting. In a digital standpoint, how would you do that? And yes, you're right, Anon. The answer is the ability to be multi-chain and move between different chains and move tokens and assets and cryptocurrencies between different chains and partner with different places that also consider themselves to be states or network states. And we, of course, have this capability. So that is why we were able to declare sovereignty over a year ago. And everyone just kind of goes, oh, cool. Yeah, those guys are crazy. They're just some crazy meme guys. Yeah, sure, buddy. Now that I've laid out the foundation and how we exist as a state, it is important to note about Treat. As our final token, Treat will unlock the advanced features within this state, because there's a whole bunch of tech that we'll be talking about on Thursdays, 36 chambers of tech, and the most advanced features that need to be paid to utilize Treat as the method of payment. Now, wait a minute. Let's think this through. If you have a new system or a new capable feature, okay, and it costs to use this feature, and you don't want to force someone to buy something new to utilize it, you should probably accept cash. And you know what? We sure will, because the goal here is to make Web3 feel like Web2. You should not even know you're utilizing our system. It's invisible, so go ahead and buy that thing that you need. You want to make sure that this transaction has the highest level of security possible, and you don't have to worry about the quantum computer breaking your password, because they already are able to do that with cracking military encryption. Then you might want to use FHE, but you're going to have to pay for that transaction a little more and utilize Treat to do so, or pay in cash. You want to start a new business with one click and have your account set up, your EIN number set up, have it set up in various jurisdictions, wherever works best for you, much easier than it would be if you had to do it the old-fashioned way. That's going to cost you a little bit of money, friends. Sorry about that. Don't worry, you can pay in cash. We take these funds and translate it into Treat. And in this way, this new meme of Treat has true utility. One of the first beautiful utility memes to exist. This is one of the reasons I'm so excited, and why the investors that you've seen through our raise are so excited about what we're doing. It's because they can see a future where you build something new and it's very advanced, say AI maybe, or some sort of new AI agent, or some sort of new technology that we can't even imagine years from now. Inside of this multi-complex system that we have designed, you can charge for it, and of course, Treat is purchased as a result. Now, I won't go too much into how we deal with the revenue in other ways. We'll save that for another day. I think I've talked enough for right now. I just wanted to make sure you are aware about why Treat is so important in our ecosystem. And finally, best of all, it'll launch at a pretty low valuation compared to what I believe it should be valued at based on what I know we have in the pipeline. So, this is not financial advice. I totally advise you to do your own research, but I will mention a few other things. One, Treat is not yet launched as of today and probably won't be launched until very late 2024 or very early 2025. So any Treat that you see right now is trying to take your funds. Be careful. And the last thing I'll say about Treat is that it's coming. This is not a game for us. We are builders. We are not scammers. And we have built, to the best of our ability, a system that anyone can use. So when you see me out here in Dubai, like I am right now, meeting with the most important people in the world, it's not because I'm bored or because, I don't know, I feel like it. I'm doing it because it's awesome. What we've built is awesome. And I'm here to tell people that it's awesome so that they can utilize the system and become an advanced feature or an endpoint where funds will flow into. This is vital. Adoption is key. Yes, you can use Shibarium and use Bone. Let's go. Yes, you can get the most exclusive drops if you have Leash. Let's go. But you also can have some really next level tech through Treat. And I think that ends today's podcast. It's been a pleasure. Shib Army, stay well and hail Shib. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, fans, and of course fudders. Wait, let me just explain fudder really quick. A fudder is someone who basically, no matter how good you do, continues to seed fear